Hello everyone, and welcome back to another G1 Transformers review. And as you can see, this review is of the second wave of Seekers of the Decepticons, and this is from 1985, and this is Ramjet, who is again quite different from the original G1 Seekers in the fact that they completely altered the style of the jet by changing the wing designs on these figures. They gave him quite a delta sort of wing design, which was very nice. Altered the whole sort of F-15 Eagle style of the jet completely, really, even though it's a simple difference. Being a sort of second wave figure, there was a difference with these from the original sort of first wave of the Seekers. On this figure and on Dirge. Now I don't know whether at this point they'd had trouble with launching weapons and in lawsuits due to sort of like kids firing them into their eyes and that, but Thrust is the only one out of the second wave of Seekers where they didn't have launching weapons, and I wonder if that sort of like came in and they had to alter their actual moulding process at that point, and maybe Thrust was too far on in that process to make it economical to change, and like with box art and things like that. But both Dirge and Ramjet have non-firing rocket launchers underneath, completely different design from any of the other Seekers. But other than that, and they obviously a difference in wing design and colours, these are pretty much basically the same style figure. Another difference I would say as well, some of the original G1 Seekers had single clip fists, whereas I think all of the late ones came with a double clip fist. Now to transform it is pretty much identical to the others. Now I'll just take the wings off as I usually do because it's simpler. He has got a bit of sticker wear unfortunately in this figure, but that goes with the territory. I think on the figure what's over 20 years old. You get your little landing gear which just pegs in, as they all do. As I usually sort of do, I either, if I've got these in plane mode, I'll have that in. If not, I put it inside the canopy, and that sort of like stops it getting lost. This particular figure, being white, is one what can suffer with obviously sun fading, so if you have got that problem on any of your white figures like Ramjet, have a look at my sun fading repair vid, and maybe that might be able to help you on like white ones like this. Now to transform him is pretty much straightforward, exactly the same as the other Seekers. You just sort of drop the canopy forward, push the arms up and out through the back, double hinge the nose section under the canopy and spin it through, and of course drop in the feet, which is the rear undercarriage. Now as I said on Thrust's review, they actually show on box art, I believe, and on the instructions that this guy has his face like this, but obviously in the cartoon, I'm sure everyone's familiar with, and in the comics and that, they made him a cone head, which I'm not overly fussed with because it looks a little bit out of proportion in the toy mode, but it kind of works in the cartoons, so it's a personal preference thing how you have it. So I'll stick to the cartoon correctness for the review, but I am an R whether or not I like to actually display them in this mode. As ever, you peg on the fists onto the arm like so, and that's his basic robot transformation. Now the weapons do peg on to the arms and look hugely oversized, but not greatly so, but not as nice as the original weapons, I don't think. One thing I would note is these wings are prone for the holes to sort of fracture and break a bit on those front sections of it, and both of mine have done that, and you know that's something to look out for if you're picking one of these up. Now another thing I'd note on mine, now whether this is a moulding defect, because this is a complete, this is a complete original G1. This isn't a knockoff or a remould or reissue. In the books I've seen, you take off these individual fins and you peg them into the holes where the tail fins used to be on the original Seekers. Now mine have never fitted and they're always too tight, and I don't really want to obviously risk mucking up the hole by trying to enlarge it so they fit. So if I don't put them in there for this review, that is the explanation. Now again, maybe that was a moulding issue back for some of the early ones, because this is, like I say, an early from the G1 line, so I have to leave these fins in. Now I don't know if anyone else has ever encountered that problem, but they peg in fine and they fit in fine on the thruster engines, so I can only assume it's the leg holes that are incorrect, because obviously the post and the hole fit fine on the wing. So a little bit of a discrepancy there. Don't know whether, as I say, anyone else has ever come across that problem, but I don't think it really spoils his look, and it actually kind of sort of works quite nice, because you end up with a double sort of side wing sort of thing to his legs. And again, you know, I mean, he ain't going to fall over, he's nice and sturdy like that, and it's very similar to the style of it as you see it sort of like in the books. So yeah, if anyone sort of has come across that problem on their one, you know, I'd love to know if that's sort of just a weird one, a moulding issue on my one, or if, as I say, anyone else has come across that problem. But as I've said on my other reviews, sticker applications are again unique to each of the Seekers. You'll notice leg and knee and feet stickers completely unique to this figure, and obviously, you know, I've got a bit of sticker wear on that on the wings. I probably will get around to doing a bit of a renovation on him and getting some repro labels. And I do recommend sort of some of the repro labels. There are, I think there is another maker as well who do reproductions of the stickers. But yeah, it's definitely worth getting some if you've got a figure and, you know, the stickers are in really shocking state. It is worth doing it, but sometimes I'm a little loath to worry, because I just think sometimes it just makes them look a little bit more authentic, and the fact they've got a bit of playwear. And obviously my Seekers did get a certain amount of playwear, being that they were the main Decepticon sort of forces. As a figure itself, with all of the Seekers, watch out for paint chipping on the actual black parts, which are just a painted die-cast metal. And as I say, particular to ramjet is a bit of sun fading issues on the white plastic, but it is fixable. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that little review. Please feel free to comment, especially if you know anything about the tail section problem, and I shall see you again for another review. Thanks for watching.